Trump sworn in as the 45th President of the United States. We are joined by Arsalan Iftikhar, an international human rights lawyer and author of SCAPEGOATS, How Islamophobia Helps Our Enemies and Threatens Our Freedoms. And thank you so much for joining us. So in President Trump's inauguration speech, he specifically said, America first. He ended his speech with Make America Great Again, which has been his campaign slogan, and he raised his fist. What do you think the world hears when he says that?
Well, I think, Rochelle, that the world hears that America under a Donald Trump presidency is going to be an isolationist one that is only going to intervene in global affairs when it serves our interests and not necessarily if there are genocides going on or other humanitarian interventions which need to be had. I think what's important to keep in mind for your viewers again is that Donald Trump has 0 days of elected official experience as a politician. So Mickey Mouse has more foreign policy experience than Donald J. Trump does.
So he has tried to appoint people to his cabinet who do have experience, and a couple of people have actually been confirmed so far. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson hasn't. What do you see in some of who his appointments have been as it pertains to foreign policy, since he does not have foreign policy experience?
Yeah, that's a very good point, Rochelle. You know, obviously he is really aligning himself with the military here in the United States. So a lot of his picks for cabinet level positions are all retired military. And, you know, a lot of these appointees were part of the Iraq and Afghanistan war debacles and quagmires that we've seen over the last 15 years. I think that when you look, even though, you know, Donald Trump, you know, is all over the place in terms of his own political ideologies, I think that you're going to see that he's going to surround himself with many members of the neoconservative foreign policy establishment, especially when it comes to the Middle East and the Muslim world.
And he did specifically use the words radical Islam. He said, wipe it off the face of the earth. What does that mean to you?
I think what that means to me is a direct departure from the jargon of every president, from Barack Obama to George W. Bush. You know, George W. Bush, after 9/11, in his first press conference at a mosque here in Washington, D.C., went out of his way to very clearly state that we are not at war with Islam. And I think it's important to keep in mind that rhetoric like Donald Trump's when it comes to Islam and Muslims has actually been used in terrorist recruitment videos for groups like Al-Shabaab, and his rhetoric actually makes our country a lot less safe, and it would behoove him to find a little nuance when it comes to the rhetoric that he espouses.
So in his first 100 days, what do you think is one of the most critical things for him to do to set the tone for what his foreign policy will be? I suspect a lot of people will actually have their eyes on his relationship with Russia.
Yeah, you know, obviously his Russian sugar daddies and Vladimir Putin are laughing all the way to the bank. I think what's important to...
Although I do have to just stop you and just make it clear that Russia, through their spokesperson for their foreign ministry, continues to reject the idea that they had anything to do with the result of the U.S. election. I just need to make that clear,
sure.
But carry on.
Of course they will. You know, I think Syria is going to actually play a major role in terms of sort of defining the route that the Trump administration is going to take. Are they going to, you know, continue to allow Russia and Iran and Saudi Arabia to fight a proxy war in Syria as hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians continue to be slaughtered? You know, what is he going to do in Israel-Palestine? Is he going to move the embassy to Jerusalem, which would obviously, you know, make this entire two-state solution situation a lot harder? You know, there are a lot of different flashpoints around the world that he is going to, you know, stick his finger in, and it's really going to be, you know, it's going to be the imperative of all Americans and people of conscience around the world to hold his political feet to the fire. Again, remembering that, you know, we as Americans, he's our employee, and today was the first day on his job, and we will, many of us, millions of us, will make sure that he is only a one-term president.
Okay. Arsalan Iftikhar, thank you very much for your perspective.